Hello! Do you want to modify a Wikipedia page? Intervene on it, but you're afraid of messing it up? You have no idea how to go about it, whether you need to create an account or not, if everyone is allowed to modify your page on Wikipedia? Well, I'm here in this video to explain everything from A to Z as quickly as possible, so that you can either make your first edit on Wikipedia or make an additional edit without it being removed. To do this, I rely on my experience with the encyclopedia. I've been a contributor since the early 2010, and now it's my professional activity. I also refer to an article I wrote, which is available for free on my website, Wikiconsult. And this article will guide you in more detail if this video isn't enough. So now let's answer the first question, which is, do you need to create an account on Wikipedia to modify your page? The answer is no. You can absolutely intervene on Wikipedia without creating an account. It works just fine. Let me show you how it works. First, you go to the Wikipedia page in the language version you are interested. Then you pick a page. For example, I go to the page of the French scientist Dan Sperber, whose books I highly recommend. As you can see, I'm not logged into my Wikipedia account. So if I want to create an account, I can click on Create Account at the top right. But if I want to modify the page, I can absolutely do so without creating an account, first by clicking on Edits, just here. However, I show you now how to proceed while being logged into an account. By the way, I recommend that you create an account if you plan on regularly contributing to Wikipedia. It takes less than 3 minutes, top of the clock, just like creating a new email address. To do this, click on Create Accounts. I just do so. Then enter a username that will be visible on Wikipedia, a password, and your email address. You'll be immediately logged into your account and can start editing Wikipedia through your account. Why is it useful? At least three reasons. First, because you'll have a history of your recent edits, and if someone goes back and removes your edits, you can change them again. Second, because it makes you look more serious and credible. And you know that the longer you contribute on Wikipedia, the more contributions are likely to be perceived positively by the community, if, of course, they're relevant. And third, because if you edit without an account, your changes might be more suspicious to bots and or other volunteers who might check your edits and potentially remove them. So those are the three reasons, and it's really quick and free. Now let's say you've created your account. You can go to the Wikipedia page you want to modify the same way. I've picked a random article. For example, I notice that the first sentence can be split into two by inserting a period and adding a pronoun in the second sentence. You can absolutely edit Wikipedia just to fix small modifications like this. In fact, I recommend you start by doing small changes like this to get a feel for how things work before you start making more substantial edits. To do this, I'm logged into my account, as you can see by my username at the top right. Then, just like before, I click Edit. You'll see an icon with a small pencil just below. If you click on it, you'll have the option to choose between the visual editor and the source editing mode. If you're not comfortable with coding, I recommend using the visual editor, which displays the page as it appears on Wikipedia. Once you click Edit, go to the section you want to modify. For example, I add a period here and a pronoun there. Once I've made my small modifications, I click Publish. This is very important. You need to summarize what changes you made to be transparent. So if someone else comes along and reviews the page, that immediately see the reason for your edit. For example, I just split the first sentence into two, so I write splitting out the first sentence into two. I also check the this is a minor edit because this doesn't change the content of the page. If I had added or changed important information in the info box, I wouldn't check that box, which is not the case. And I also check, you also see that you can check the watch this page box, which is useful if you've created an account because you'll be notified when someone else edits the page. You can choose how often you want to be notified and whether you want to receive emails or just be notified on Wikipedia itself. Once you've made your choices, click Publish Changes. And you get a confirmation message. If I look at the page now, the period and pronoun changes are there. Now, let's talk about a few more important points, because that was an easy edit. But there are situations where things can get a little bit more complicated. First, remember that you must follow the rules of Wikipedia when modifying a page. Just because you don't like something on a page doesn't mean you can change it. There need to be good reasons for an edit, like if there is defamation, insults, or content that's completely off topic. But generally, the rule on Wikipedia is to avoid leading information, but instead improve, reword, or add to it. For example, if you're editing a page about an organization, you can use sources like the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, or Forbes that have covered this organization, and you would add your information with citations from these sources. You can't, for example, say that the organization is heavily criticized on social media without backing it up with a source from a journalist or an external media outlet. Second point, when editing the content of a page, especially if you're adding substantial changes, it's important to declare any conflict of interest. For example, if you're editing your own Wikipedia page or the page of someone close to you, you need to disclose that you have a connection to the subject. You can do this in several ways. You can add a note on your user page, which you can edit by clicking on your username at the top right, then clicking edit to mention your paid or professional connection to the page. You can also disclose your relationship in the talk section of the article here. This is the section where editors discuss changes before implementing them. Alternatively, you can add notes in the edit summary of your contribution, though this is more discreet and optional. So, those are the basic precautions to take when editing on Wikipedia. As you can see, it's really easy to make edits, as long as you follow the basic rules. I highly recommend that you get started with editing Wikipedia if you haven't yet. After about 10 edits, you'll start to get the hang of it, and we want to contribute more to the encyclopedia. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments to further clarify this video. I remind you that the detailed article is available on my website, Wikiconsult, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future videos. Bye and see you soon!